Hello and welcome students of Europe Hotel School. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on a really critical but often unseen part of hotel development. We're talking about the technical services that make sure a property is built for success right from the ground up. This, right here, is where the promise of a great hotel becomes a reality.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. It perfectly captures what we're talking about. A guest might walk into a lobby and think, wow, this is beautiful. But what they'll really remember, and what they'll write about in their online reviews, is that cold shower, or the spotty Wi-Fi, or the room being too noisy. And that just goes to show you how absolutely crucial it is to get those fundamentals right.
Okay, so let's dive into this. Every single hotel project, you have to understand it exists in two worlds at the same time. You've got the world of the architectural blueprint, the big vision, the aesthetics, the grand design. But then you've got the world of operational reality, the day-to-day experience of the guests and the staff who are actually going to live and work in that space. And the real challenge? It's making sure those two worlds align perfectly. Now, what's really interesting here is the natural tension this reveals. On one side, you've got the property developer. Their goals, well, they're often focused on minimizing costs and getting the construction done as fast as possible. But on the other side, you have the hotel brand, and they have a totally different set of priorities. They have to protect their long-term reputation by guaranteeing a flawless guest experience and making sure their brand standards are met no matter what. Now, these goals aren't necessarily opposites, but they definitely need a referee in the middle. So who is that referee? Who steps in to bridge that gap? Who becomes the guardian of that guest experience, making sure the brand's promise isn't sacrificed for the sake of a budget or a timeline? Well, this is where our hero comes into the picture. And that hero has a name: Technical Services. Now, I want you to think of this team as more than just consultants. They are truly the guardians of the brand. They're a specialized team of experts, usually from the hotel management company, and their one and only mission is to uphold the brand standards, from the very first sketch to the final coat of paint. And this, right here, illustrates their role perfectly. Technical Services is that vital bridge. They connect the world of hard hats and blueprints on the construction site with the future world of polished lobbies and seamless service that the operations team will eventually run. They speak both languages, translating what the brand needs for its operations into the technical requirements for construction. So what does this guardianship actually look like in practice? What are they doing day to day? Well, it is all about the unseen details, those small technical decisions that, when they all add up, create true excellence. We're not talking about choosing paint colors here. We're talking about them scrutinizing every single detail of the construction drawings. Things like how thick is the acoustic insulation between the rooms to make sure a guest gets a quiet night's sleep? Does the water at the tap reach the exact specified temperature every single time? Are the fire protection systems just up to the local code, or are they up to the brand's global standards, which are often much, much tougher? I love this metaphor because it is just so accurate. Technical Services pays incredibly close attention to the mechanical, electrical, and plumbing systems, or MEP as we call it. And these really are the internal organs of the hotel. Your guests will never see them, but they will absolutely feel it when they don't work. A flawless MEP system is the difference between a really comfortable stay and a totally frustrating one. Okay, so now let's talk about the villain of this story. The one thing that Technical Services is completely designed to prevent: the absolute catastrophe of rework. So here's the crucial point. Rework is a developer's worst nightmare, and it's the brand's biggest fear. Imagine this: a beautiful new hotel opens, but then, pretty quickly, complaints start pouring in about noise between the rooms. An investigation finds out that a cheaper, thinner insulation was used to save a little bit of money. Well, now the owner has to shut down entire floors, literally tear open the walls and rebuild everything, all while losing revenue and destroying their reputation. That is the disaster of rework. So how do we defeat this villain? Well, you do it with a proactive, four-step process. But the absolute key, the real secret weapon here, is step number 1, early design involvement. The Technical Services team has to be at the table from the very beginning. They've got to be there reviewing blueprints, mandating changes, and overseeing the construction all the way through to ensure a seamless handover. And here's a perfect example of that in action. A local building code might have a minimum requirement for fire safety, but a global hotel brand, which is protecting its guests and its reputation all over the world, is going to have a much higher standard.
So the technical services team steps in and mandates that higher standard during the blueprint phase, preventing a costly and, frankly, a potentially dangerous issue down the line. So when this entire process is followed correctly from start to finish, what's the final payoff? What does success really look like? This chart really says it all. I mean, look at the bar on the left. Without technical services, the owner's risk is dangerously high. Now, look over to the right. By bringing in that expertise, the risk absolutely plummets, and the operational readiness just soars. This isn't just about avoiding problems. It's about launching a hotel that is truly ready to succeed from the very moment its doors open. And ultimately, that's the goal. The work of technical services ensures that the final product isn't just a beautiful building to look at, but a perfectly functional machine, one that's designed to consistently and efficiently deliver an exceptional guest experience. So, I'll leave you with this thought. Just like a hotel needs a solid, unseen foundation to succeed, so does your career in hospitality. As you move forward, I want you to ask yourself, what are the technical services of my own professional growth? What are the unseen foundations of knowledge, of integrity, and of attention to detail that I will build to make sure that I am truly fit for purpose as a leader?